How's it going, everybody? It's the DIY Reptile Guy, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some of the amazing animals that I've added to my collection over the last year or so. I'm also going to be discussing some of my upcoming builds, breeding projects, and also a recent situation involving the purchase of a few green tree pythons. Let's go ahead and get started.
So as some of you may know, tarantulas and spiders is where it all started for me. Over the years I've gravitated towards a lot of different animals in the hobby, but I still keep a large amount of spiders, and they'll always hold a special place in my collection. This here's a Theraphosa sturmii, or a burgundy Goliath bird eater. I'm horrible at pronouncing the names. I am going to go ahead and try and feed her. A big orange head here. And there you go, that's a fairly decent meal for her. I got these specifically just for her because she is so big. And she is a mature female, so if you know anybody that has a mature male, please have them PM me. Alright, let's move on. This is my Mexican red knee. A staple in the hobby and one of my all-time favorites. Don't want to get my face too close just in case she kicks some hairs, which brachypelmas are known for. She has really striking colors on her knees, as you can see. I'm also going to see if she's interested in an orange head. If I can grab him. Oh, and there goes the hair. It is extremely irritating if it gets in your eyes or if you inhale it. Trust me. Well, I'm going to leave her alone for a little while, see if she wants that. If not, I'll take it out. Here we have Andromeda. This is a Brazilian blue dwarf beauty, one of my favorite species, and she is actually the mother of the first sack I had of these at the end of last year. It's been about 12 months, and I still actually have about 40 of the slings left here. If you're in Missouri, please hit me up if you want to buy any. There's actually something going on with them and the Brazilian endemic species stuff, and I'm unsure if it is legal to ship them across state lines. But as you can see, they are incredibly beautiful spiders. They are a dwarf species, so they only get about 3.5 inches. And they live their adult lives in a shoebox size enclosure. I have kept them and successfully bred multiple different specimens in this size enclosure. But as you can see, I've by no means gotten out of the tarantula hobby. I've just started adding in a lot more reptiles. Getting my own house really allowed me the freedom to expand and really get animals that required a lot more space. This next spider I want to show you is one of my favorites. She's nothing special species-wise, it's just rose hair or porteri. It was the first tarantula I ever bought and named her Big Mama, and I still have her all these years later. I'm also going to see if she wants a roach. And she has not shed since December of 2016, and she still looks really vibrant, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was another couple years before I see another one. Alright, let's move on. Now let's move on to some snakes. And here I have a breeding project going on that I just recently started. big fire female in here, along with the male buttercream. It's a vanilla fire butter gene. I'm hoping to produce some black-eyed Lucies this year with these two. She's proven, so we'll see what happens. I actually just put him in here today with her. And they seem to be enjoying each other's company, so I'm just going to leave them alone. So here we have my Inchy Bumblebee Ball Python. It's a female. I don't plan on breeding her because of the spider gene, but she is one of my favorite snakes, and she was also one of the cheapest. I'm going to go ahead and try and feed her. There you go. And this is the male that you saw briefly in my last video. I picked him up from Scales and Tails of Ohio, or Satu. They seem like a pretty good company to do business with. This was my only order with them, but I got him for $350, and he does have a lot of blue and white on his dorsal stripe, and he is a beautiful snake. He did come in with mites, but you can't really hold that against anyone, as anyone can get mites. I've also purchased 3 other green tree pythons, one of which unfortunately just passed away this last Sunday. The other 2 are still in the quarantine room. One of them actually did test positive for parasites, but I have treated it 3 times and hoping that it should be cured. I'm just awaiting a fecal to confirm. I generally will quarantine an animal from 6 to 9 months after I receive them in, especially if they are wild caught, because you never know what they may have. I'm going to be releasing a video detailing that entire situation in the next couple of weeks. I also have my new Panther Chameleon chomps that you may have seen on Instagram in the quarantine room as well. Unfortunately, I won't be showing any of these animals today, as I'm handling a lot of different stuff and I don't want to risk contaminating anything, just to be careful. I also just recently started my own mouse breeding project, so I could bring my own feeders. And as you can see, it's going really well. I'm about to build a rack so I can start separating them into separate little colonies, and I'll keep you updated on that.
In addition to the mice, I also started breeding my own quail. Quail eggs and chicks are delicious snacks for reptiles, and as you guys know if you've seen my Justice Frogs video, I really enjoy breeding my own feeders as well as my own animals. In addition to what you saw tonight, I also have a few breeding projects going on at a friend's house. We have a pair of sunset boas together, which are extremely colorful and very cool snakes. They also get fairly large, which is kind of interesting for me. If you've seen some of my old videos, you know I haven't been keeping snakes that long, just over a year. So this is all kind of new to me. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot of fun stuff coming up, a chameleon cage build, and I'm also going to get over to Jeff so you can see some of those cool animals in person. Until next time, it's the DIY Reptile Guy.